Oh, here. I want to watch how the world's wealthiest people travel by Wendover because I want to know about how I travel. That's right, folks. I want to learn about how people like me travel.
There are roughly 295,450 people with at least $30 million. Such individuals, referred to as ultra-high net worth, represent about 0.0037% of the human population, yet they hold about a third, $35 trillion, of the world's wealth. Therefore, it's no wonder why a massive global industry exists fully centered on supporting the nomadic lifestyles of the world's wealthiest 295,000. As with any socioeconomic class, ultra-high net worth individuals are more likely to socialize with other ultra-high net worth individuals, yet intriguingly, the number of people earning and spending similarly to you goes down as your income goes up. Therefore, once you get to the top of the income scale, the scarcity of people like you stretches your social networks out to a global scale. Through the years, this led to the creation of the informal but remarkably systematized so-called billionaire's social calendar. The year often starts on St. Bart's, the traditional New Year's Eve spot for the wealthiest few, then February might include the Super Bowl, and March skiing in Aspen or San Moritz. Spring starts with the Masters golf tournament in Augusta, Georgia, while
I can't believe he got my social calendar. This is awkward. This is awkward that my social calendar just leaked.
May includes the Cannes Film Festival and the conveniently close Monaco Grand Prix. June's highlight is the Henley Royal Rowing Regatta in England, July's is Wimbledon, August's is the Venice Film Festival, while September often includes a return to Monaco for its yacht show. October's the Frieze London Art Fair, November might include a trip down under for the Melbourne Cup, and finally, the last major event of the year, before St. Bart's of course, is Art Basel Miami Beach. These events are hardly about the events themselves. Most wealthy attendees to Monaco's Grand Prix hardly care about the racing, and its yacht show is far more than a sales event for the vessels, but rather they serve as an exclusive space made available only to wealthy people who want to socialize with other wealthy people. While few go to all, and each adapts the calendar to their preferences, ultra-wealthy individuals have often expressed a feeling of obligation to join the circuit in order to maintain their social standing. Such pressure may have motivated Jeff Bezos, for example, to start his 2022 as he did, on a yacht off St. Bart's with his partner, Lauren Sanchez. Thanks to publicly available aircraft transponder data, however, we're able to see what he did with the rest of his January. Bezos' pair of G650 jets are too large for St. Bart's short runway, so they waited on neighboring St. Martin while the billionaire rang in the new year. Then, on the 1st, N271DV took off for the 7-hour flight to Los Angeles to drop Sanchez off, while the other N758PB flew the next day to take Bezos directly home to Seattle. Over the next 2 weeks, both jets regularly shuttled up and down the West Coast between Seattle and Burbank, presumably to take Bezos and Sanchez to visit each other. On January 13th, however, one of the—
Oh, thank God. Thank God that he's not mentioning that it was actually me that he was visiting. I was there.
Jets flew from Burbank to Maui, while the other flew from Seattle and stopped briefly at LAX before continuing on to Maui, presumably carrying Sanchez and Bezos respectively to the billionaire's new $78 million vacation home on the island. Then each jet returned to the mainland 4 days later. Bezos appeared to visit Sanchez again on the 23rd, then 4 days later flew directly to Washington, D.C. Bezos owns the biggest home in the district, the largest newspaper in the city, and his company Amazon is constructing its second headquarters across the river in Crystal City, Virginia, so he was likely there for business. But finally, Bezos finished out the month by flying back to Burbank once again. And he did all of this while threading the needle between highlights on the billionaire's social calendar, as just 11 days later he flew down to LA for the Super Bowl. Across January, Bezos' lifestyle
Okay, to be fair, I literally was there, I think. I went to the Super Bowl. That's true. I was there. Outed.
Called for his G650s to fly 29,000 miles or 46,000 kilometers in total, which is roughly equivalent to flying between Seattle and Sydney 4 times. To fuel this extent of travel, his jets used about 24,838 gallons or 94,022 liters of fuel, which could otherwise be used to propel the largest passenger aircraft in the world, an A380, across the Atlantic from DC to London with 500 passengers aboard. But Bezos'
These motherfuckers not like, are they not afraid of radiation? Isn't that like a concern for people who have been working on planes their whole lives and shit? I don't get it. Like, how are you going to fucking fly this much? Baby blood prevents that, silly. Private jets have heavier shielding. It's not as bad as you think. The Earth's magnetosphere still extends in the space. I thought that there was an actual problem. Was that a paid trip with your boss? No, man, you fucking idiot. I'm obviously joking. Holy shit. The joke is that people unironically think I'm as powerful as Jeff Bezos or as rich as any of these fucking fools when I literally sit here every fucking morning and scream about the same shit every fucking day. That's the joke. I hope the chatter was joking.
Travel is indicative of the way that market analysts think ultra-luxury travel is heading. You see, two phenomena are crashing head onto each other to throw the industry into turmoil. First, more people are getting wealthy than ever as money is becoming increasingly consolidated at the top, and second, merely wealthy people are traveling less frequently than in years past, but spending more than ever. Data indicate that prior to COVID, Americans spent an average of $4,871 on a trip to Greece, but now it's all the way up to $6,561. Airline executives have also jubilantly noted that first and business class revenue is remarkably strong despite the continued weakness in the traditionally lucrative business travel segment, mostly thanks to leisure travelers opting to pay the premium for more luxurious travel at a greater rate than ever. In New York City, the ultra-luxury hotel market is said to be booming, with all-time high prices and occupancy rates and new super premium properties opening faster than ever. Summer 2022 saw the opening of the highly anticipated Amman, New York, with the cheapest room starting at $2,600 a night, but more regularly pricing in the $3,000 or $4,000s. 5 years ago, the Amman's sister property, the Utah desert resort known as Amangiri, started at $1,400 a night, but these days that's doubled to $2,800 a night. And even with dynamic pricing charging a hefty premium for the most attractive dates, plenty of nights are regularly sold.
Man, inflation is really hitting everybody hard. You know what I'm saying? Inflation is really hitting the most vulnerable the worst. You know what I'm talking about? These guys, not you, chatter, who now has to face their landlord. It is a thing. A flight from LA to New York is about the same as a chest x-ray scan. Called it. Hold on, let's continue with this.
Sold out even many months in advance. And of course, for those lucky enough to get a booking at resorts like the Amangiri, they need a way to get there, so it's no wonder why 2021 saw an all-time record high number of private jet flights, 3.3 million globally. This tremendous growth was in large part enabled by the propagation of the on-demand charter business model. Companies like Wheels Up, NetJets, and XO have revolutionized the industry by simplifying one-off charters of private jets, which makes the means of travel far more achievable for the twice-a-year wealthy leisure traveler. These private jets are serviced by fixed-based operators, which essentially act as private terminals for hire, and these are also observing record traffic, leading to more FBOs being developed, which is pushing up prices for airport real estate and hangars to an all-time high as well. So, as the industry has grown as large as ever, it's simultaneously more expensive than ever and more frustrating than ever to get access to a private jet. Essentially, across the ultra-luxury travel segment, there's a capacity crunch. More people than ever are willing to pay more for a night in a top hotel than most do for a month of rent, or more for a 2-hour private flight than most pay for their cars. The pace of industry growth is outmatched by the growth in demand for the segment. The incredible consequence is that the super wealthy have pushed the ultra wealthy out from their traditional stomping grounds.
Yes, I have been on a private jet. Twice. That's right, baby. Have you ever flown to any islands? No. Obviously, I never paid for it. Oh, you were that guy in the private jet looking back at the shocked Pikachu face in that pic? Yes.
There simply are not publicly available travel experiences expensive and exclusive enough for the wealthiest of the wealthiest anymore, so they're essentially turning to private everything. Yachts fulfill this need well. They allow the ultra-rich to travel on their own terms, bringing the quality of accommodations they expect to wherever they want to go, largely regardless of outside demand. But where they want to go is still largely dictated by that billionaire's calendar, so each fall, as the temperatures in the Med drop and the final summer events finish up, a maritime migration begins. Some of the super yachts push off the dock with pared-down crews to begin the lengthy transatlantic passage under their own.
I don't get why it's such a big deal that you've been on a PJ. It's not. It isn't. People just like to make a bigger deal out of things that are fucking, otherwise things that people would never get mad at. But because it's me, people get mad at it. What's up? It's more so a meme in this community. But there are plenty of haters that wait for every opportunity to shit on me. Boo-hoo. I mean, yeah, boo-hoo, literally. Who gives a fuck? Yeah.
Power, and while most yachts are capable of taking on most ocean crossings, it's an expensive, impractical, and dangerous endeavor. That's why these exist: yacht-carrying ships. These ships work year-round connecting the world's yachting hotspots, but in the fall and spring, it's all about the transatlantic migration.
Okay, what the fuck is that, dude? What? It's a boat, man. What? I was asking, I was just curious how it was like, not trying to get you. What, the private jet was fucking fire. It's a little scary if you're afraid of air travel, though. It also gave this great meme. Yeah, that is a great meme. Why don't you buy a yacht, a small practical one, not ships? Why the fuck? What the fuck would I do with a yacht, bro? Shove it in my ass? What do you want? What do you mean? First of all, I'm not that rich. Like, I'm rich, but not buy a fucking yacht rich. That's number one. And two, what am I supposed to do? I stream fucking 10 hours a day. I hate the ocean, and I literally spend all of my time here with you. Fuck am I going to do with a yacht, brother? Here's the reality, okay? Obviously, I'm a profoundly fortunate individual, but I still make my fucking, my wealth off of my own labor. You know what I mean? You're not going to fucking give me money if I'm not streaming. My money doesn't make its own money like these guys do. You can say labor all you want, but it is functionally true. I'm talking about, fundamentally. I stop streaming tomorrow, I don't make money. Billionaires don't have to work. I still have to serve you the top of the hour ad break. Because at the top of the hour, there's still a 6-second ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. Motherfuckers in chat don't realize streaming is actually labor. No, because they are brain broken into thinking that work and labor is supposed to be awful and grueling and make you sad. Okay, so when they see someone living like the sweetest life possible, and I do recognize that, okay, they go, that's not work. That's crazy. You have to literally fucking toil the land to be a laborer. It's just dumb, but it is what it is. We try to teach them by making stream miserable for you. Chat tries. I say we try. That's true. You do. Also, you should try subscribing at the top of the hour in order not to see the fucking ads. That's right, because the ad break is coming. You can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. Every capitalist favorite socialist. My favorite streamer too, though. I don't think I'm every capitalist favorite socialist. I would go so far as to say that I am not exactly well liked or loved by a lot of people who are, outwardly advocating for capitalism. Anyway, let's continue.
So, at the end of the Med season, a deluge of vessels descend on yachting hubs like Genoa, Italy, and Palma de Mallorca, Spain, to load up on one of these vessels, their owners paying up to $100,000 for the convenience. Upon arrival in the Caribbean, their owners can once again access their yachts, providing convenient access to...
You can make it. They're supporting your rise. Chat is literally allowing you to be here, of course. It's like you have no idea or don't care. Yeah, I don't. I have no idea and don't care. That's why I always talk about how much I love my community.
Winter events like Art Basel Miami and New Year's on St. Bart's. As with every other segment of the industry, however, the superyacht industry is growing faster than ever, meaning what was previously a refuge from the constraints of land is finding itself increasingly stuck out at sea. Take, for instance, a berth at the Yacht Club de Monaco. First and foremost, it'll cost you. During the summer season, a night will cost the shortest vessels $275, but if you'd like to dock the same boat during the Monaco Grand Prix, the price skyrockets to over $16,500 a night. To get one of the few spots that can fit the largest 60 or 70 meter vessels, it'll cost $73,000 a night. But even then, the clubhouse building blocks the view of the track, so to actually see the race, this fee includes access for two to the building itself. But cost is hardly the issue here. Rather, it's club membership, which requires that you were first sponsored by a member, then approved by the admissions committee. Once in, to secure a spot during the Med season, berth reservations have to be booked months in advance. But for the only event that parallels the Grand Prix in exclusivity, the yacht show, just getting a berth is only half the battle. When showing your super yacht off to other attendees...
Wait, Ethan just texted me back. All of you fucking foot soldiers. How dare you? It's not funny. Okay? All day long, from the start, you've been writing in the chat, Dan quit, Dan quit, Dan quit. I didn't want to address it. I didn't want to make a bigger deal. I got sad, and I texted Ethan, and I said, did Dan quit? Now finally he reached back out to me. He says, no, nah, just a goof. Why are you guys memeing about that? Oh, we got you. Oh, yeah, you did. You got me sad. Okay, are you happy? Anyway,
the best spot to dock is here, across the way, so onlookers can take in the full profile of the vessel rather than just its rear. But getting these spots requires first that the yacht is too long to fit in a traditional spot, and that you or your captain has a strong relationship with the event directors, relationships that take years to form. Navigating these busy waters is an expensive pain. Superyacht ownership in general is an expensive pain. Yachts don't generally get someone from one place to the next efficiently at all. On the open ocean, they're generally unpleasantly bumpy rides, and yearly costs generally average around 10% of the boat's value. Yet across the board, no matter the length, sales only continue to rise. Anecdotally, the deals cut on the decks of these behemoth boats and the valuable relationships curated at yacht club bars are said to make the investment worth it. As one new yacht owner told The New Yorker, quote, "One deal secured on board will pay it all back many times over." So increasingly, the yacht is now perceived as a necessary component of the billionaire social calendar, meaning the same way
they gotta buy it, bro. So that's why I saw so many fucking influencers on Instagram during Monaco posting themselves on yachts. Yes. So what happens is, like, really, really rich people, like myself, go and buy yachts specifically so they can fucking roll them out once or twice a year in different parts of the planet. They also will fly in a fuckload of influencers and shit like that to these places so they look cooler, okay? Because they want to throw parties, they want to look cool, they want to look like they're in the know, they want to look like they got, you know, cool friends, like celebrity friends. And then all these other people who also own yachts, or all these other people who are also making decisions and shit like that, want to be around them. That's it. Saying they when he means we. Oh, sorry. Yes, I meant we. Do it.
The wealthiest few are feeling about private aviation and ultra-luxury hotels now extends to the yachting world as well. In response, the ultra-wealthy are getting more creative. Over the past 5 years, just as overall sales and superyacht builds have risen, the number of superyachts over 40 meters being refitted has nearly doubled. More often than not, refitting means a visit to a boatyard for minor alterations. Sometimes, though, these refits are major, which reflects a growing trend: the rise of the expedition yacht. With traditional waters busier than ever and the experiential economy as big as ever, billionaires are rebuilding and buying superyachts capable of taking on more adventurous trips, be it sojourns into the Arctic or lengthy remote prowls across the Pacific. At the extreme end of this trend is a former Soviet icebreaker now rebuilt as an equally tough and luxurious expedition yacht called Legend. On the other, experiential yachting firms have popped up that create World War II battle simulations in the Pacific for bored kids, or set up temporary restaurants on sandbars in the middle of the Maldives. The trend towards exploration and expedition isn't just a super yacht thing either. At the same time that increasingly numerous millionaires are pushing the ultra-wealthy away from their old stops,
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Out of all the shit that we've seen so far, that's the only thing that I would consider kind of cool. Like, literally everything we've seen thus far is bullshit. Like, oh yeah, you go to Monaco for a party. It's literally just like the same fucking party you could throw anywhere else. But expedition sounds kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? Like you go like to the Arctic Circle or some shit. No, it isn't cool. It's horrible for the environment. Yeah, probably. I mean, it is a throwback. That's what they used to do. What do you mean they go to space now? I know. I put a Tesla platform in an old World War II era Sherman tank and I drive it around Stuyvesant and also the beaches of Northern Australia. What?
An expedition isn't just a super yacht thing either. At the same time that increasingly numerous millionaires are pushing the ultra-wealthy away from their old stops, the interest in and social value of unique experiences is pulling billionaires to services offering one-of-a-kind adventures, from up-close gorilla safaris in Rwanda to luxurious overland treks to the South Pole. These Luxpeditions, as they're called, are individually curated by companies like Brown & Hudson to push their guests through Bear Grylls-like experiences in frigid winter conditions before they escape to tents with heated floors and Michelin star-worthy food waiting on them. Their goal is that the trip, in their words, is seared into the participants'
Bro, it's like Burning Man. Like, you know how Burning Man is like basically glamping, but even not even glamping anymore. It's just like you have these like insane RVs. These motherfuckers are like, yeah, I'm gonna walk up the K2 and then sit inside of a heated tent and eat Michelin star dinners. Yeah, so bored I pretend to be poor. When are they going to do that? Extreme glamping, Detroit edition. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers are going to be like, yeah, actually, we're too rich. This is too much. I think what we should do now is just like pretend to be poor for a little bit. We should just go and, I don't know. Plot twist, they eat the Sherpa. Yeah. Here's the 14-day homelessness experience.
Back of your head, right? I don't know where I'm going.
What the fuck? Oh, Twitch. Wait, why did that auto start the fucking front page? That's weird. Shit camp? Brother, people saying shit camp. First of all, we did not have fine dining. Okay? That's number one. Number two, that's content. We're making content. We're filming shit for you. Why? I've never in my entire life ever seen a group of individuals so willing and so ready to consume so much content while simultaneously share so much disdain for those who are trying to do something different than the same fucking bullshit that you watch every goddamn day. Also, we went to Fresno, you fucking idiot. We didn't go to the South Pole. It's so weird. Why do you guys hate streamers so much? It's so strange. Like, these guys are not doing it so they can share this experience with other people. They're not doing it with other like people and filming it and making content out of it. They're doing it so they experience it, and they're doing it in the most luxurious way possible. How are you going to Environmental Frog? Thank you for the 50 get the subs. How are you going to fucking compare Jeff Bezos going and like eating a Sherpa on a fucking mountain, like literally a human Sherpa on a mountain? Okay, on top of like washing it down with an ortolan, to like a bunch of streamers getting together, taking time out of their fucking normal schedules to be able to like make something more unique in fucking Fresno. And by the way, for you saying it was a joke, no, motherfucker, there's like hella people that are in this chat that literally have that kind of disdain. It's so strange. $50 big ones from Environmental Frog. There's a chapter in what?
Memory. And if the extreme outdoors isn't of interest, Brown and Hudson offer the opportunity to travel like James Bond, to live a few days like someone else entirely, or go off on a globe-trotting grand tour. For the ultra-wealthy, the options are really endless. As long as it's legal, said one representative of a referral-only travel service, they'll do anything for a client. Bespoke traveling for the billionaire class is booming, and as long as the traveler gets a good story out of the experience, or the ability to brag about visiting the Salar Uyundi Desert in Bolivia, or the most rural reaches of Sudan before any of their friends, they'll keep paying well into the hundreds of thousands for it. But of course, the true top of the market is what we don't know about yet. Increasingly, wealthy people are traveling to be seen, either in person or on social media. In response, ultra-wealthy people are increasingly traveling to disappear, as reflected in the record sales of secluded $30, $40, and $50 million vacation homes in places like Hawaii, Colorado, and the Caribbean. We don't have a great sense of the ins and outs of the most expensive travel experiences because the secrecy is part of the premium itself. By the time
they're going to Little St. James Island, bro. That's what they're getting for that secrecy. God damn, brother. There was a camp called White Ocean at Burning Man that offered luxurious packages for the super wealthy. I worked at a 5-star hotel. We were always told to comply with guest wishes unless it was unethical. That's vague.
The wealth pyramid will have moved onto something else, always staying one step ahead of the merely wealthy. If you want to learn more about the yachting world, and specifically how builders are managing to design ever larger and more luxurious yachts, I'd recommend checking out this episode of the show Ultimate Processes on CuriosityStream. Tens of thousands.
They're going to go to the sun next? I wish. One could only hope. If you as a billionaire go to the sun, I think like your assets should be liquidated and shared evenly amongst like every single company that you have ever worked for the workers of every single company that you have ever extracted the profits from. I'm just saying, I think that would be a pretty good and adequate way to deal with it. Okay, hold on. Before we move on to anything else, there was one thing I wanted to do here. So, Halloween is around the corner, okay? And I still do not have a costume. It is time. Confront your baldophobia? No. Hold on one second. Future Trunks from DBZ. Okay, I'm working on certain costumes. I know that Geralt of Rivia is one that a lot of people want to see me do. We have some issues. Okay, here. I said Halloween is coming and I still don't know what costume I should do. Now, the problem is, the issues are that Halloween is around the corner and I don't know how quickly we can get it done. So I am in favor of getting help from, cosplay people. I don't know if there's even a cosplay person that is around my size that I could potentially yoink one of their costumes from. I know that Pyramid Head was one that I was going to do. Etsy, there are many, but I don't think, Jessica Negri is actually was supposed to help me do a cosplay stream. But I don't know if I can keep the cosplay Pyramid Head. We were going to do that. But she literally left her Pyramid Head in Los Angeles specifically so I could use it. Now, the problem with Etsy cosplay, which you have shown, okay, I'm going to look through some of these. Well, other than the fact that it's, $4,700, the one that you just linked me, $4,700. Holy fuck. Okay. What the fuck, dude? I don't want it that bad. Nandor the Relentless. He's Ottoman as well. That's true. He is Ottoman. Doesn't have 4,000? No, that's not the point. The point is like, what the fuck? Even for one night? New Halloween costume is Spirit? Okay, Haas on Twitch. Chill. What? It would be nice if you could show the Wendover ad at the end of the video of their video platform. Yes, you are correct. Wendover is doing an ad here
on YouTube. We're also able to make higher budget stuff called Nebula Originals. We
There
at
you go.
Wendover have made all
Nebula is the Wendover ad. Nebula is the platform. There's also a Curiosity Stream / Wendover. There you go. Once again, Wendover. Great video from them, as always. I know for a fact that that person literally posted that specifically so he could clip me reacting to them in a negative capacity so that they could continue on with the Hasan is exploiting other content creators like Wendover production. But, you know, I'm sorry, you're going to have to wait on that for next time, okay? Catch me on the back foot one other time.